Hi guys, welcome. Today is day 24. We're looking at lesson 70 today. So we will go ahead and get over there. So lesson 70 is working with reducing fractions before we multiply. We've looked at, and this is actually something I showed you since the beginning of the year because it's the method that I prefer because it makes it a little bit easier to multiply and reducing is easier. So if we look at 3/5 times 2/3, multiply 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 3 is 15, and then we reduce it to 2/5 because we factor out a 3, we can do that before we even multiply. So 3/5 we can't reduce, 2/3 we can't reduce, but then we look at everything in the numerator and everything in the denominator, and we realize, oh, we have a 3 and a 3, even though they're not directly over each other, they still cancel out because they're going to be in the numerator and the denominator. So we can cancel out the 3 and just have 1 times 2 over 5 times 1, and that gives us 2/5. So it makes our multiplication a little bit easier, but then we end up with our reduced form and save ourselves a step. So it's the method I prefer is to cancel out and to do that before. So if we look at example 1 here, 5/6 times 1/5. Okay, how we've done in the past is we do 5 times 1 over 6 times 5, and then say, oh, what? Oh, a 5 goes into both of these, and then we factor out a 5. Well, nothing wrong with that. It's just if we see, oh, 5 and 5 would cancel out right away, and I'm left with 1 times 1, which is 1, over 6 times 1, which is 6. Now we have it reduced, and we're done. If we look at example 2, a concept we just talked about a few lessons ago is we need to convert to improper fractions, and then we can multiply them. So again, if I have 1/9 times 1 and 1/5, 1 times 9 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Okay, we could go 60 over 45 and then reduce down, maybe a couple times till we got to the most reduced version, or we can save ourselves some time and say, okay, well, 10 over 9, 6 over 5. Can't reduce that, but then we look diagonal, 10 and 5, yeah, 5 goes into both of these. And again, we factor out, we say we factor, we're dividing by 5, dividing by 5. So when we cancel out, we're not getting rid of it, it just becomes 1. It doesn't become 0 or anything, that obviously change everything, and we can't do that. So we factor it out or cancel it, we're left with 1. 6 and 9, 3 goes into both of those. So now instead of 10 times 6, I have 2 times 2, which is a little bit easier. 3 times 1, and then I could make this into an improper fraction, or from an improper fraction into a mixed number. 3 goes into 4 once with 1 left over. So instead of getting 60 over 45 and then reducing all the way down, we can just start there. So 5/6 divided by 5/2. Again, this goes back over a concept we just covered. We need to keep, change, flip. Again, because essentially dividing by a fraction, we have a fraction in the numerator and a fraction in the denominator. It's a complex fraction, which we can do. It just makes it a little bit muddy. We want to keep, change, flip. Okay, 5/6 won't reduce, 2/5 won't, but then we look diagonal. 5 and 5 cancel out. 2 and 6 have common factors of 2. So again, this isn't 0, it's just 1. So even though I usually don't write it in, if that helps you to say, okay, we factored 5 divided by 5 is 1, it's still there. 1 times 1 is 1 over 3 times 1 1/3. Okay, and then those practice set problems we will do together. And this will be the end of this unit. So we'll start reviewing for the test and then get you guys all squared away. But good job. We will see you soon.